So then I see Tiny wandering around my apartment like this.
You've never seen her do this before?
Well,
Or was she always kind of spacey?
well, it's hard to say. Well, I never saw her just wander around the apartment like that before, just looking around it, you know. Looking around herself. You know, I mean, I see her walking. I have to think about that. Anyway, at this point, she was walking around the apartment, like looking at things. And then she'd stop and look at something. She'd continue wandering. So I
She
said,
wasn't drugged or anything. They didn't give her a truth serum or something.
Fuck, I don't know. At any rate, I mean, I don't know, you know, what might have happened. So I said, oh, can I help you with something? And Boatwright goes, no, Tommy's just trying to remember a few things. I said, ah, yeah. So that's the way that happened, and it was like in the letter. But let me see if I can remember what happened the next day.
Well, what'd you do? You went to sleep?
I went to bed, yeah.
You went to bed?
Yeah.
And she's still wandering around?
Yeah, but there was cops in the house. Yeah, I did. I went to bed.
And you went to sleep?
I went to sleep.
This is 3 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, probably 3 in the morning. So next day I get up and go to work. Mr. Park comes down and says, where's Tommy? I said, I don't know. Last time I saw her, she was at the house full of police or whatever. So went outstairs. Probably I must have just that night again came back 2 in the morning. This time there's like, I don't think the CID guy was there. But anyway, it's pretty evident that she was under house arrest, you know. So, oh, I think I came back with Tamara that night. That's fucking right. Tamara came back to the house with me.
This is before she was arrested?
This was, no, she was still, it was the second night.
This was the second night under house arrest?
Right. Tamara came back with me. That's right. And Tamara has no fucking use for the Korean police because they just hassle the shit out of her. But at any rate, so we talked to her and, you know, we're like sympathetic like to her and stuff. We didn't know what was going on with the police or anything. And, but we knew she'd flunked the lie detector test, and I don't know if we knew.
How did you know that?
I'm just, the next day, you know, whatever. CID guy told somebody or something. And that was the thing. So then I guess she confessed or something. To whatever little she confessed to. What she said was that she was home and her roommate showed up at the door with bloody clothes, wearing bloody clothes. And they went back and made it look like a robbery. She said that's all she remembered. But this is what she was under suspicion was for, because the throat had been cut much longer after she was dead. Long enough so that it wouldn't bleed or anything.
Yeah.
So, and that the soles of her feet the same were cut after she was dead. Those are the 2 things that Tommy mentioned to me, remembering when she supposedly discovered the body, when she was telling me how terrible it was to discover this dead body. You know, the CID guy at least seemed to know something about psychology and shit, you know. But anyway, so Tamara was like, fucking come on, Tamara, why don't you just tell the fucking truth, you know, to like test out of her and shit. But trying to be sympathetic to her too, and that was when, I don't know, Tommy must have said something to Carolyn about the lesbian side of it or something. Tamara's like, fuck it, you know, who cares? And fucking lots of people do that. You know, why don't you just tell the fucking truth? And Tommy's like, I don't know, I don't remember. So then I guess Tamara left. And then, let me see, what must have been the third night.
Then you stayed in the house. Again.
I stayed in the house again. And this time there was like a woman cop there that, and it was like, there was 4 cops or so in there. Korean cops, granted.
Then you slept through the night again.
And I slept through the night again. And then I got up and, let me see, what day must have this been by now?
Well,
Probably Saturday by now.
Day.
Meanwhile I searched through my drawers and found this. Because I was looking for that other receipt, and what I came up with, in fact, was in the middle of my papers was this phone receipt that I knew was a phone receipt. I don't know how it got there. I don't know if it had anything to do with it. They wanted phone receipts. I found a phone receipt, you know, in my own stuff. So that's when I figured maybe she was planting things around just fucking. Anyway, so the next day was Saturday. I came and took Tiny away again, and I guess Tamara came over that afternoon while they were out.
And you were searching the apartment.
Well, at that point, I called the CID guy, and I told him I found the this receipt here, and if I would have been able to do a better job if I read Korean, but anyway.
So you would have known what the receipt said then.
I would have known for sure if the receipt was any. Well, I wouldn't have known because I don't even know what they were looking for a phone receipt for. Fuck it. So I mean, I would have known from my own curiosity what that particular phone receipt said.
Yeah.
But fuck it, you know. Weird things looking for green change purse. That was the other thing. Green change purse. Why? Well, these are things that Tanya said that she remembers taking from the apartment. And if the change purse was anyway, the Japanese phone call, I have no idea. And bloody clothes. And you know what the weird thing is?
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many mysteries. All this shit about Tiny having Carolyn's stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when I first moved in, she was like, yeah, and a lot of this stuff in here is Carolyn's, and in this other room that Sue Me used to stay in, says Carolyn, because I told the embassy I would take care of it, right? I'm like, okay. And then, okay, so I says, all right, you know, I just assume, well, that's Carolyn's stuff, you know? And,
They never searched it.
At some point, Sue Me moved it to the balcony from her room. That was like, time to flip. She was like, that's really fucking high-handed and shit like this. But anyway, so then it got moved to the back porch. Then, at one point, I remember hearing, Tanya was like, sort of flustered one morning, like, oh, I have so much to do today. Could you do something for me? I forget what it was, pick her up some stuff. And, at the store, I said, sure. She goes, because I have so much to do. I have to do this, I have to do that. And I have to wash these clothes of Carolyn's because they want them back and they're still bloody. And I heard her talking on the phone as I was leaving again about the bloody clothes that she was washing, right? This was all before she was busted, obviously. Oh, well.